Hey Brick Bloggeteers, Will here, and today we're going to look at set 76161, the 1989 Batwing. In the set, we got the three minifigures. We've got in the center the Michael Keaton's Batman. To his left, we have the Jack Nicholson Joker, pretty much near the end of the movie when he pulls out the feather pin that then becomes a giant gun. And to Batman's right, we have the boombox goon, Lawrence, played by George Lane Cooper. So I don't think he was ever expecting to be a Lego minifigure, but here he is. Thanks for taking care of Joker's boombox. Otherwise, the platform itself is built like the last one. You have a little bit of the gargoyles on either end, built the same way. Little detailing for like a top of a building. About the same width as well. So those are the three minifigures in the set. Let's move on to the Batwing itself. Now this is rather large. As you can see, the whole wingspan is pretty impressive. Nearly 2 feet wide. It's a lot of structural building inside. The whole thing is practically a solid piece because you build Technic frames inside it and then you stuff them with bricks so that you could actually pick up the whole thing, turn it vertical to hang it on the wall. As far as play features, this is actually rather limited. You would have got a lot more play features from the 1989 Batmobile with the steering, with the pop-up guns, with the moving canopy. The canopy does get removed. However, it's just a lift-off sort of situation. I'm going to actually leave it off for now. You also can adjust these wing flaps on the side like actual wings. Underneath the model, there are actually these wings that can actually fold up and more in and out. That's more so that you can, when you mount it onto a wall, they stay out of the way. So let's do that. This is a surprisingly heavy model. And it's only supported on this, essentially what's a 2x2 space. So we're gonna look at that a little bit in a bit. The only other play feature in here is right behind the seat is a compartment that can lift up. It's labeled with like the Bat engine, but they just have you stick some crowbars in there. So I guess it runs on crowbars. Meanwhile, the rest of this whole thing is just figuring out how to create these really smooth, slick lines. Because as you see, turned upright makes a very impressive shape. Now looking at the back, you can see the hanging mechanism or the hanging piece, same as the mosaics in there. However, I would recommend a very, very strong hook because, like I said, it's a hefty model. And there's the space that the stand portion fits right into to make, it turns it the other way, that makes it stand up. As you can see, without the Batwing on it, you can see the plaque, similar to any UCS model, with all the details of the actual craft. But this whole thing has a ton of structural detail in how the curves are built sideways. This whole trim edge is built like a wrap with rubber bands here and here on each end to hold the pressure together. And it's a very, very narrow set, as you can see. Practically maybe about 2 bricks worth of space for the majority, except for the center. Overall, this was a fantastic building experience. I haven't done anything with this much structural stability built in. Also, new techniques like I talk about, this slice sculpting back here, because you don't have a perfect shape for that to be made, so they built it out of just slices of wedge plates to form that. And they do a little bit of that up here in the front as well, right up here on the other side. The biggest problem is it's hard to find now, but then again, all sets are hard to find. However, I will say it is worth a $200 price point. You feel like you get a whole lot out of this thing. It may not be a great play set because of the lack of play features, but it definitely has that swoop capabilities that you hope for in like a large Star Wars set. It's just here, and it's a DC superhero set. So, again, I recommend checking out set 76161, the 1989 Batwing.